Closing down schools was probably the biggest single step that governments across the world took as they fought to contain the virus. When to reopen them has become the biggest policy question, puzzling not only the government but parents as well. A sector affecting at least 15 million learners, each of the education levels battling its own imperatives and resource constraints. Pre-corona period, classrooms in some major public primary schools had a capacity of 100 students each, with limited sanitary facilities to cater for the population. As the National COVID-19 Education Response Committee awaits suggestions from the public on how well to reopen the schools, this part of the education system, amidst COVID-19 pandemic, remains the biggest challenge.
You cannot open up schools for children to go to shanties. You cannot open up schools for children to go to those boarding schools where they are extremely overcrowded. So when we argue that there is need for us to have bare minimums of what defines a school, so that you can say that before you can run a school, certain things must be in place. What do you need? This number of classrooms, they should be designed in a particular way. You need to have this kind of facilities so that every time you designed education with a certain surplus.
For the last 2 months, learners have solely depended on their parents, guardians, as well as e-learning to make progress in their education, many citing challenges.
To begin with, I've not even finished my syllabus, so how can I sit for an exam if I'm not even done with the syllabus? It is kind of hectic. You're called to do some dishes, you're called to do this and that, yeah.
With the KCPE and KCSE candidates questioning their preparedness in the national examinations, given that Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha has indicated that the exam dates remain as earlier planned, a proposal to have them resume school earlier or have students resume school in phases is something education analysts say is easier said than done.
You still also have to have these children travel from Mombasa all the way to go to Kakamega. So we should not just look at this thing from a piecemeal point. All these decisions, and what I hope the minister will be able to do is to generate possible scenarios.
Several countries have since reopened their schools, including China, Taiwan, Belgium and Denmark, with precautions in place, such as further dividing classrooms to cater for not more than 20 students, as well as halting sporting activities to reduce interactions. At the moment, a lot is at stake. The mental health state of the children once they resume school, the safety of teachers and non-teaching staff, and the capability and preparedness of the local healthcare in case of a second wave of infection. With the committee set to publish their report on the 28th of this month, the public has been urged to send in their suggestions to covid19erc@kicd.ac.ke by 22nd May. Rakamwigai, Citizen TV.